Join us on This Day in Black History as we uncover the powerful stories and pivotal moments that shaped the world.
Hey everyone, welcome to our very first episode of On This Day in Black History. My name is Tyrone Ruff, and I'm thrilled to have you join us today. We'll be diving into a significant event that took place back in November of 1995 at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. It's an event called Commemorate and Celebrate Freedom, and I'm here with, myself, because why not? Duos can be overrated anyway when you have double the passion for history. Ha ha ha, thanks Tyrone. I'm excited to explore this topic today. This event was a truly momentous occasion, marking crucial milestones in African American history that have paved the way for freedom and equality in the United States. Absolutely, and let's start by setting the scene. Imagine the museum bustling with people from all walks of life coming together to honor past achievements while also looking toward the future. It wasn't just a commemoration, it was a call to action. We talked about the abolition of slavery with the 13th Amendment, the monumental Voting Rights Act, and the significant ending of the Civil War. What makes these discussions crucial even now? And let's not forget the Voting Rights Act, too. Ensuring African Americans could exercise their right to vote was not just about access to ballots, but about representation, about having a voice in shaping the country's future. We think about how that resonates today, right? With these voter suppression attempts we hear about, these struggles are ongoing. Well, these topics are the bedrock of our continuous fight for justice. The 13th Amendment, for instance, didn't just end slavery. It opened up Pandora's box, if you will, for subsequent civil rights activism. At the museum, they likely addressed how this legal change set in motion a societal shift, compelling every generation to redefine freedom and justice. Exactly, Tyrone. The fight for the vote is a spiraling one. It's about achieving true representation. Do you remember the anecdote they shared about John Lewis and the Edmund Pettus Bridge March? That gritty determination, knowing that the right to vote was the linchpin for all other rights. Such a powerful story. And then there's the end of the Civil War, which marked a beginning rather than an end for African Americans. The end of the war birthed Reconstruction, a period fraught with both progress and trial, showcasing the resilience of African Americans in fighting systemic racism, which sadly proved to need more than just a war's conclusion. Precisely, the intricacies of the Reconstruction period itself were likely showcased at the museum event. Did they touch on how the Freedmen's Bureau was set up, or how African Americans began making significant strides, entering politics, establishing schools and churches only to face violent backlash? They did. They even had interactive exhibits that delved into this era through personal stories and artifacts. I remember seeing original documents like Freedom Papers up close for the first time. It was incredibly humbling. What resonated most with you regarding the cultural programs and performances they held? The performances. They were more than just entertainment. They were vivid storytelling. There was a dance piece that used jazz music and spoken word to encapsulate the tension and hope of different historical periods. It communicated what words often cannot capture: the emotional undercurrents of our communal history, bringing past struggles to a visceral present. Dance and music have always been integral to preserving our stories. I recall reading about an interactive session where they discussed blues and spirituals as coded languages of resistance. Such elements of culture weren't just born out of creativity, but necessity, a means to communicate under oppressive systems. How do you think this relates to keeping the momentum for lasting change? Culture forms the backbone of any movement. It informs identity and unity. When people tell their stories through music, art, or any other medium, it fosters an empathetic connection. Our cultural expressions continue to inform and inspire today's activist movements. They're the building blocks for broadening understanding and fueling collective action, which brings us back to the museum event. It highlighted how history isn't stagnant. By commemorating these milestones, the event reassured us that significant progress, although challenging, is possible when we remain informed and united. There's power in knowing our history because it shapes our resilience and vision. Indeed, knowing our history is a form of empowerment. It helps negotiate our identity and navigate systemic mechanisms of inequality. The event wasn't just a look back at what was claimable, but a reminder and indeed an inspiration of what's still claimable. By engaging with these stories, attendees were likely left with the resolve to continue advocating for justice, a call to action that echoes through generations. So, as we wrap up this fascinating exploration of commemorate and celebrate freedom, I hope our listeners feel encouraged to seek out these historical narratives, much like the museum attendees did back in 1995. There's much more weaving of history and present that will unravel in future episodes. Thank you all for joining us today. Yes, thank you, everyone. Remember, in understanding our past, we also forge the path to a more equitable future. Until next time, stay curious and committed.
Join us for On This Day in Black History, where every episode celebrates the influential moments and figures reshaping history, one day at a time. Remember, like and share this podcast. Thank